Hello gamers, Carlim00 here, welcome to another video. Today's video is about the new location just been released and is currently featured in Marvel Snap, which is the Vibranium Mines. What it means to be as a featured location is that for the next 48 hours, 40% of the games played will feature the Vibranium Mines. So it's always worth making a deck tailored around this location, as you'll see it in nearly half of your games. So firstly, what is the Vibranium Mines? Vibranium Mines is a location. When you play a card here, shuffle 3 Vibranium into your deck. Vibranium are similar to rocks, however, they share the same cost of 1 energy. They are 4 power and have an ongoing ability that they can't be destroyed. So kind of the secret here on how the deck is going to be constructed is how can we turn this into a positive instead of a negative. So firstly, we want to have a couple of decks here that I'm going to show you. Firstly, are not going to be punished for playing in this location. It will be rewarded for drawing the rocks, the Vibranium, and how exactly the timing is going to be crucial here as well, because you don't want to fill your deck with Vibranium before you get your win conditions. So I've got a couple decks here that I want to go through, including the deck that I'll be playing for with this location and what I believe to be the 2 best decks, especially in pool 1, pool 2, and then there's an alternative for pool 3, which I don't have yet, but I'll go through that now. So the first deck that we have is pretty much a standard Kazoo list for pool 1. The reason why this deck is featured in the video is because the Vibranium is a 1 cost, so they pick up both buffs from Khazar and Blue Marvel, which means that they get +2 here, whilst also being a stronger base power than any of the 1 costs in the deck. Obviously, Squirrel Girl overall has more power when you calculate the squirrels, but just as a base card, having 6 power, and they can't be destroyed as well, so they actually have they're actually good against Electra as well. They're actually very, very good. They're actually literal. The Vibranium in this deck, especially in the late game, is essentially better than any of the 1 costs in this deck. Now, there's a few things to beware of here, guys, when playing with this deck in the featured locations, that you don't want to just start loading up the Vibranium Mines straight away, because if you do that, you may not have your win condition. The deck heavily relies on having Khazar and Blue Marvel played at 4 and 5, and then at 6 you want to drop as many 1 costs as you can. So essentially, don't start loading up on Vibranium into your deck until you know you have Khazar, Blue Marvel in your hand. That is what I would advise. You don't want to play your ones out blind, because it telegraphs what you're doing. You want to kind of save up. Start off with Bishop. Start with Bishop or Angela. In pool 1, you can start with Angela because there's no Killmonger. Start off with Angela. Get one of your engines out. Well, Bishop or Captain America. Captain America isn't really an engine, but it's a buffer. It kind of does a similar job. Although, about a little bit less effective. Then Khazar 4, Blue Marvel 5. Then you just offload your hand wherever you have. And that's kind of the idea of the deck. That's your pool 1. I think this is going to be very, very effective. It's very important to kind of get to on a good wavelength with the featured location early, because you can really yield a lot of cubes. There's a number of people who have hit their personal best ranks in Marvel Snap off of featured locations, because they get used to it faster than other players, and they're able to capitalize on the advantages that they get by having a good deck and just playing a lot within that featured location. So it's a very good opportunity. If you're stuck at 60, 70, 50, 40, 30, wherever you're stuck, you can break through that with the featured location very, very easily. There's a lot of cubes up for grabs. So definitely pick up this deck, give it a try if you're in pool 1. Now, moving on to the deck that I'll be playing is the pool 2 Vibranium Mines. This is more of a spectrum list, an ongoing list. Same situation with the Kazoo deck. You don't want to be you don't want to start loading up on the sites until you know you've got your win conditions, especially Spectrum. You want Spectrum in hand at the very least before you play on Vibranium Mines and start loading up your hand. You definitely want Spectrum, and then just kind of you want a nice curvy hand. Like, what I mean by curvy hand is stuff to play on the later turns. So having a 4 and a 5. So if you have like Warpath and Iron Man in hand, or Warpath and Professor X. Yeah, and the way this deck really works is just basically putting down a lot of ongoings, a lot of cheap ongoings. Every single card here, as you can see, is ongoing, and then hitting with the Spectrum for the follow up. So yeah, make sure you definitely don't just load up on the Vibranium. I am expecting as well, just expect counter cards. People are going to be playing Enchantress. For sure, they're going to see ongoing and think, oh yeah, let's get Enchantress into the deck. Now, Enchantress isn't that effective against the Vibranium, because all Enchantress is going to do with the Vibranium is remove that it can't be destroyed. That's not really that effective. But if you get if the Vibranium drops onto some of your more effective ongoings here, like Ant-Man, especially stat builders, stuff like Captain America, you can get caught off guard quite easily. So you just want to definitely be careful and watch out for the counter cards that are going to be played here. Definitely also don't spread out too much with this deck, because you want to have 2 lanes focused because of Warpath. If any of your locations empty +4 power, this is a 9 power unit. So definitely want to load up on 2 sites. Ideally, get a nice Professor X. A sneaky Professor X where there's not much power and you get a free location is very, very good. It normally draws retreats. I've been playing this deck over the last few days, practicing it, and just getting the ins and outs and seeing how things work. I mean, another thing as well is Warpath, because it has 9 power. People do tend to try and Shang-Chi this. If you put down a Warpath and someone snaps you immediately, half expect a Shang-Chi could be coming, because it happened to me today. Then you got your Cosmo as a counter, and if you Cosmo someone Shang-Chi, they're normally going to retreat. It's normally a terrible position to be in. Another thing to watch out for, peeps, is if you are playing this at my kind of collection level, my rank, I'm like 110 right now, and my collection level is 1100, just above 1100 somewhere. If you play this deck at that kind of level, just be very careful in the end game, because a number of players will have Destroyer, and if you are playing this deck against Destroyer, you're very unfavored, and you just need to be careful in the end game. If someone snaps you and it's like turn 6 and you got kind of like an equal board, just be very, very wary. I normally retreat if I see that, or just do the calculations correctly. Make sure you don't get destroyed on. On the topic of Destroyer, if you are pull free, like this is basically a Destroyer base deck anyway. If you are pull free and you have Destroyer, congratulations. You pretty much have the best deck possible for this location. And that would be removing Punisher. What you want to do here is remove Punisher and put in Destroyer, and voila, that's probably the best deck you can get. I unfortunately don't have Destroyer, so I can't do this. But that would be, I think, just a massive cube farm. I think you've got those Vibraniums with 6 power. They get 6 power Spectrum. You've got Destroyer in there. The Vibraniums also can't be destroyed by Destroyer, so that also helps you with it. It's just a fantastic featured location for Destroyer. But obviously, if you don't have Destroyer, then this is kind of where you've got to be. I will definitely leave these 2 decks in the description. I won't leave it as a full deck code because it clutters the description, but I will leave the 2 links to the site here. SnapFan, again, guys, got to give credit to SnapFan. I use them a lot in the videos. Definitely check them out. I can't recommend them enough. So I leave those in the descriptions. Please let me know if you use any of these decks, how you get on. If you get some ranks, it's always nice to hear in the comments when something in the video has helped a player, a gamer, to kind of get to the next rank. But yeah, that's it really, guys. So 48 hours, open season. Good luck with your snapping. I hope you get to the new ranks. And yeah, if you like this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe. I'm pumping out Marvel Snap content. Really thank everyone who's shown support, encouraging words, and just sharing their views on the comments. positive and negative. It's always great to get feedback, and then I respond, you know, after a couple of days normally. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Good luck with the location. Good luck with the snapping, and yeah, take it easy, gamers, and I'll see you on the next one.